everyone. In this video we are going to see how to make this waterfall jacket. So I have used a lycra fabric here. So to make this jacket you need to keep your basic pattern ready. So already we have posted a video how to make a basic pattern for kurta. So keep the pattern ready. I'll teach you how to make this waterfall jacket. Let's move on to the video.
So first we are going to make a basic draft. So here I am not going to explain this draft. I'll give you the link in the description. You can check the drafting of kurta video. So I am marking the shoulder here. After marking the shoulder, mark the shoulder slope. So shoulder slope standard it is 1 inch. Mark the neck width. Connect the neck width to the shoulder slope. Now from the shoulder slope we are going to mark the arm round measurement. Here the arm round refers to the bicep marking. So if you are a beginner, don't watch this video directly. You will not understand this pattern concept. Watch the link what I have provided. In that I have explained about drafting detailedly. So after that you can watch this video. That will make the work simple for you. If you watch this directly, if you try to understand, you will get so much of confusions. Now we are marking our half of arm round. That will be our chest line. After marking, extend the line. So this is our chest line. So after this, mark the neck depth. So I am marking 1 inch neck depth for back side. For front we will not keep any neck depth. I will show you when laying cutting. So after that, marking the length measurement, bust length, waist length and hip length. So the line what I am marking now is the height of the jacket. Okay. So chest line, bust line, waist line, hip length and height of the jacket. Now I am marking the round measurement. 1/4 of chest round plus 3/4 ease. Bust line will be marking only 1/4 of bust round, no ease. So in the waist also 1/4 of waist round plus ease. Hip also 1/4 of waist round plus 1/4 ease. So I am connecting the chest to waist like this, and using the hip curve connect the waist to the hip. From there you can just draw the straight line to the length of the jacket. Now I am marking the arm curve. Take the midpoint, mark 3/4 inwards and connect the points using French curve. So here I am making it little fast. In drafting of kurta, all these things are explained in detail. From here mark 1 centimeter. There should be 1 centimeter difference between back and front arm. Okay, so back arm and front arm is done. Now using the French curve, mark the curve for the back neck depth. Okay, now we'll see the changes what has to be done for the waterfall jacket in the arm part. So this measurement what we have done will be apt for the normal kurta, but here we are going to do the jacket with sleeveless. So when we are going to do with sleeveless, the shoulder point should come inwards by minimum 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So here I have marked 3/4 and I am blending that point with the back arm or front arm. You can blend along with the back arm or front arm. Now using the French curve and the sketch pen, I'll just highlight the new arm curve. Okay, now I'll use other sketch and I'll show you how you can blend along with the back arm. So align the French curve from the new point on the shoulder line and blend it along with the back arm. So either you can go with the pink line or orange line, both are correct. Okay, now we'll cut overall pattern, outer line and take out. So now the pattern is ready. Let's start our laying cutting. So as I told you, I'm using lycra fabric here. 1 meter of lycra fabric is more than enough to do this waterfall jacket, because the width will be basically more in lycra fabric. So I have folded the fabric into one folding. First we are going to cut the back, then we will cut the front. Okay, in the folded side, align the pattern. So before this, this is a stretchable fabric, so I'm going to pin the corners without stretching. Now place the pattern, and you can pin the pattern along with the fabric or keep some weight like this. Mark the exact marking. I think the markings are not clear on the camera. I'm just marking the exact marking now. So after marking the exact marking, I'll give seam allowance. Okay, so I have done with the exact marking. Now I am giving half-inch seam allowance all over. Okay, overall half-inch seam allowance. Now remove the pattern and cut the outer lines. So the back pattern is done now. Keep it aside and start the front pattern. So as I told you, you'll have more width in this lycra fabric. So less than 1 meter of fabric is enough. Now I'm going to make use of this bottom part to lay and cut the front. So from the folded side, mark 8 to 10 inch and place your pattern. So the front part should have open in the center front, which will give you the waterfall look in the front. So that I'll cut finally after cutting the front part. So I'm giving the pin here in the folded side like I have did in the back part. Now mark 8 inch. So you can mark 8 or 10 inch. I'm marking here 8 inch and I have given a small marking there. Now I'm going to place the pattern from that marking. So this extra is going to act as a waterfall design in the front. Place the pattern and mark the exact marking and give seam allowance like we did for the back pattern. But here we'll have some changes. I'll show you what are the changes has to be done in the front. So first I'm marking the exact marking. In the bottom, draw the straight line and extend the line till the end. Okay, so from that bottom line, I'm going to mark 2 inch. So front, I'm not going to keep it straight. I'm going to make it little curve here. That fall will come in the front, right? I'm going to give some shape for that little curve here. So I'm marking 2 inch and using hip curve or a leg curve, you can just blend that 2 inch to the bottom of this pattern, or using straight scale also you can just draw the straight line like this. After this you can just cut out the outer lines and take. So for the top portion, for the neckline, so you can see for back side we have given 1 inch neck depth, but for the front there will not be any neck depth. You have to draw the straight line and continue the cut through the straight line and continue with the shoulder seam allowance. So I'll show here. So neckline will not be there for the front. You are going to draw the straight line. from that top portion. You're going to cut in a straight line and continue with the seam allowance of the shoulder. So, and 1/2 inch seam allowance all over the body. Cut and take out the fabric. Now after cutting the seam allowance, remove the pins because we are going to have the center open. Here it is there in folded, so we are going to cut and open the center front. Okay, so we came to the end of the cutting part. Next we are going to start the stitching part. The stitching part is going to be very simple for this waterfall jacket. So before that, I'll show you how the outcome is going to be. So this is the back part. First I'm laying the back part here. On top of that, I'll lay and show you the front part. So we'll have two parts in front, right and left, like that. So those extra 8 inch what we have given, right, that will act as a waterfall in the middle like this. Okay, that's why we are choosing this lycra fabric, because the flow will be very nice in the front. So if you're not getting lycra fabric, you can just go with any kind of flowy fabric like rayon, like that. Okay. So in the middle, you'll get a fall like this. Okay, so let's move on to the stitching now. So when you want to stitch this lycra fabric, you have to use stretchy thread, which is available in the specialized tailoring market. Okay, if you're not having stretchy thread, the option is you can use the zigzag stitch. Okay, you can't stitch with a straight stitch. What happened when you use the normal thread and stitch in the straight stitch, when you stitch, the stitches will get break. So that's why you are using here zigzag stitch. So in my machine, I am changing the setting to the zigzag stitch, which is number 4. So as per your machine, you can change the setting to the zigzag stitch. So as I told you in the beginning, the stitching is very simple. First I am going to join the shoulder here. And the fabric weight will be little heavy, so holding everything in the control and stitching will be little tricky part. Okay, so you have to make the control, align everything. If you want, you can just pin it and stitch. That makes the work simple. So first join the shoulder right on right, and front part you'll be having right and left, two sides. Align properly to the back side, right on right, and pin it, then we will stitch. Start stitching. I am stitching one side of the shoulder. So make sure that you are stitching exactly on the seam allowance marking. So for zigzag stitch also, you have to lock it and finish the stitch. In the beginning also, you can lock and start the stitch. So I'll remove the pins and I'll show you. So when you stretch this zigzag stitch will not break. Okay, that's why we are using the zigzag stitch. Now join the other side of the shoulder. So here we are not going to conceal the arm and all. The arm is going to be just like that in the open seam. So because in this lycra fabric, the threads will not come out. So after joining the shoulder, we are going to join the sides and finish this jacket. So I forgot to mention one more thing, which is like, see, I have pinned here and I'm stitching on top of the pin. So whereas here you can see one time the thread got break, in some machine it will not handle the pin. So in that case, what you have to do, when you are coming very near to the pin, you have to remove the pin, then you have to stitch. Don't try to stitch on top of the pin. Okay. So yes, we have done the shoulder joining. If you want, you can conceal the arm like this. I'm going to leave it just like that, and I'm going to join the sides now. So we have given half-inch seam allowance in the side. I'm going to stitch that now. For joining sides also, you have to use the same zigzag stitch. So lock it in the beginning and lock it in the end also. So when you are stitching in the portable machine, always you have to hold the thread in the beginning. Sometimes it will get stuck. So don't stretch the fabric. This will stretch very easily. You have to smoothly push the fabric towards the footer and complete the stitch. So do the same process for the other side. Our dress is completed.
Like this video. So these videos are made as a demo video to know how our online course works. So we have more interesting videos in our online course. So if you are interested in our online course, WhatsApp us to register. Thank you.